Hey everyone, it's Ace. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm gonna be covering the topics of the upcoming Battlefield 6 playtest, the new leaked information about the possible server browser for Battlefield 6, new weapon silhouettes, gun models, and so much more. So make sure you stick around until the end of the video, and if you are very cool, leave me a like and a subscription because it's really hard pushing broader audience as a smaller creator, especially in a small franchise like Battlefield. So without further ado, let's get into the information about the new upcoming playtest. The upcoming Battlefield 6 playtest is starting on April 4th, this Friday guys, and it seems to me that the Battlefield playtests are gonna be running every week. This is now the third week in a row that there is gonna be a Battlefield 6 playtest, unless there was some in between that we weren't aware about. This is of course very impressive for a upcoming Battlefield game that is being tested so much. I have seen a lot of streams and a lot of league gameplay, like you guys have, and I'm hoping that in this playtest we see maybe the fixed medbag. The medbag has been very bugged. I've seen it on Telegram, I've seen it on Reddit, it just doesn't work very well in Battlefield 6 playtest, and I hope now in the third test it's gonna be fixed. On top of that, I'm hoping to see maybe the introduction of the air vehicles. I want to see those being tested with the vehicle attrition that the land vehicles are being afflicted with, and I want to see how it all works in the combination of the maybe a new map. What would you like to see in the next Battlefield 6 playtest? Let me know down in the comment section. So please make sure that you check your email before April the 4th, because I'm not sure if after April the 4th, if you're invited of course, that you can play the Battlefield 6 playtest. One other thing you need to be aware of if you're invited for the Battlefield 6 playtest is that you are required to link your Discord account with your in-game account, because you will get an invitation to a private Discord of Battlefield Labs where you will have access directly to the developers, where you can voice your concerns, feedback, and so on. So like I said, make sure you check your email and make sure your Discord account is ready if you are somebody who isn't using Discord often. Just a friendly reminder, if you haven't left a like and a subscription, please consider doing so, because I will be covering Battlefield 6 extensively and I post Battlefield videos 2 to 3 times a week. Thank you so much. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, in the Battlefield Labs client, there have been files dug up under the player profile such as options, server browser favorites, browser filter, and browser history by Temporal or Next. Go give the man a follow, he gives us some very useful information. And a lot of people immediately, of course, naturally so, got excited that the server browser of the old days is coming back. And just like Temporal, I'm gonna tell you the exact same thing he told you. This is most likely Portal, unfortunately. Unless if Portal didn't have the option to favorite servers, I'm not sure if you could do that, because I'm not sure if Portal servers were everlasting. Did you have to recreate them ever so often? I really didn't get into Portal often, so if you are a Portal player, you have to let me know how that worked with the favorites and history. Was there a history? Because if there wasn't a history and a server favorites, perhaps that's the key we need here to understand whether this is the real server browser for the actual game or just Portal. Of course, just like you, I hope it's for the actual game and not only Portal, but of course, only time will tell. Moving on to the so-called gun silhouettes that have been dug up on Telegram. Now, I cannot show you the exact gun silhouettes that have been dug up on Telegram because EA might literally erase me from this world, so I'm gonna show you the exact thing that they look like, and they look exactly like the Battlefield 4 ones. Of course, because they look exactly the same like the Battlefield 4 silhouettes on Battlelog, that could mean that it's just placeholder from Battlefield 4. Or could it mean more? Could this mean that we're getting some type of Battlelog back, in-game Battlelog, maybe like the real Battlelog is gonna return? I don't know, because I'm not sure for what the hell we would need the silhouettes like that from, 12, 13 years ago, unless they're placeholder or they're gonna be used as some type of an in-game tracking statistic. In Battlefield 1, if you go in-game and you press on your soldier, I think the guns are displayed as actual gun models and not some weird ass silhouettes. I mean, it's just a silhouette, a white outline of the weapon on a dark Battlefield 4 background. That's exactly what I'm looking at right now on my computer, and they look exactly the same. I also have a sneak peek for you. The M250 from Delta Force, or the so-called RAL LMG from Call of Duty, is also coming into Battlefield Labs. Perhaps it's going to be tested this very Friday as well. It's the big as heavy machine gun. I'm looking also at the M240 Bravo silhouette, and like I said, if you want to know how they look, just open your Battlefield 4 Battlelog, and that's exactly how they look like. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much, I appreciate you very much. Leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into the weapon vehicle silhouettes. Like I said, they also look exactly like the ones on Battlefield 4 with a couple of nuances. What I'm looking at also is a type of a stationary gun, which some of my friends have said that they look like the Penster or the Centurion CRM stationary AAs from Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. But to me, what I'm looking at looks like a anti-tank gun, something like PaK 40, like the Panzerabwehrkanone. Maybe it looks like that. something. It's massive, guys. I mean, it looks like the biggest thing I've ever seen that might be placed on top of maps somewhere, maybe in the middle where the stations are going to be, where you can go on that, risk your life, of course, and deliver a massive hit to the enemy land vehicles. Pretty interesting. I mean, I'm not sure how this is going to work. This thing is so huge. I hope they show it soon already so you can see what I'm talking about. It's massive. Then I also see the silhouettes of the Apache. I see the Abrams and the Leopard silhouettes. There's also a TOV launcher, the stationary TOV, you know very well from BF3 and BF4, that was placed everywhere around those maps, is also coming. Nice to see. I mean, this is a lot of anti-tank stationaries that we can use. If you remember from some of my other videos, if you're a subscriber who's been around for a while, I mentioned that one way to balance land vehicles is by having a lot of these stationary guns around. That's going to help keep the tanks in check if the infantry doesn't have the correct tools to deal with them. And here it seems definitely that they're putting a lot into the anti-tank department, and you have to remember this on top of the vehicle stations. So we're gonna have to see how they play out. Hopefully we see those stationaries being used in the Battlefield 6 playtest this Friday. I'm not sure actually if they were in the playtest. The league gameplay I saw and some streams I was watching did not have those present, so it's gonna be curious to see them coming in. But man, guys, I have to emphasize again, I'm the most curious about seeing the air vehicles in work. I'm watching at the silhouettes of the jets, I'm seeing the Apache helicopter, want to see how they work, I'm really interested. And since we are on topic of the air vehicles, I'm also looking at the Tunguska, the mobile anti-aircraft silhouette. This basically confirms at least in the playtest, the Tunguska is returning from the BF3 and BF4. It's gonna be back, want to see how that works as well. You know, I'm curious if the AA as well is going to have to deal with vehicle attrition. It's going to be kind of risky, you know, coming in the middle, trying to resupply as an AA. So I'm really curious to see how their strategy of having their resupply stations in the middle is going to work for the AA and the air vehicles as well. What is your opinion in general about the attrition being centered in middle with the stations? Should all vehicles have attrition or just tanks and LAVs? Because like I said, with the AA, it's a little bit tricky how to balance that out in my honest opinion. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. Your support really means a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed as well the Battlefield 1 gameplay. Battlefield 1 is super fun to play right now. The game is very cheap. If you haven't grabbed it, then do so as well. And like I said, make sure you check your email before the 4th. Make sure your Discord account is ready and you are ready to play the Battlefield 6 playtest. And if you are picked, then I hate you. I really do. I love you, but I hate you as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. And probably nothing until Friday. I'm gonna wait until some of the leaks are out so we can talk about this. And yeah, once again, thank you so much everyone. Bye bye. Have a great day.